Hello class, I am back with our start of our bowl. Now if you remember in the last video, I talked about the angle of your hand showing the clay which way to go. And this is the start of it. It's not completed. This would be a very small bowl. I flipped it over so I could work on the foot. So I pinched from the center out just like I did with the mug, and then I moved some of this clay. And now I'm gonna take this file and I'm gonna just file that. Get that a little evened out. All right. And then I'm going to take this, and any place that is like a little bit thin or it's really thick on this side and really thin on this side, I could take the file to that a little bit. But also if there's like a little thin area, don't forget that you can just take a little clay and add that in. So I left this pot sitting out, this part wrapped up in plastic, and then the foot sitting out for a few hours, just so it would set up and get a little bit more stiff. Now this part that's getting it's got a lot of texture. I kind of like that, but just to show you how to get rid of it in case you don't like that, I'm using the metal rib and I'm bending it so it matches the shape of the pot, and I'm cleaning that up because I am going to put a different texture on this one to show you a new and different technique using this beautiful orange clay or iron clay. And come back in with my red rib, and now I've kind of cleaned up that base pretty nice, so as I work up I'm not too worried about how this looks. All right. Now, this part right here has gotten a little stiff, so I'm going to use my serrated rib, and I'm going to score through the dry outer layer down to the wetter clay underneath. And I'm going to add just some water. Remember to have a bucket for yourself. An old ice cream bucket works great. And eventually you'll start making some slip inside of that bucket. But right now I'm just going to make some slip on the surface using that water. And rehydrating that lip. And now it's a little bit better than it was. I'm going to add a coil to that. And to do that, clean up my space just a little. And I'm going to roll it in my hands. But another way that students seem to like to make the coil is to roll it on the tabletop. So if you do it that way, it really helps to start in the center and then span your hands out. So you start in the center and then span your hands out. And then I'm going to flatten that, not like a pancake, not aggressively, just using the heel of my hand to make that just a little, about the same thickness as the lip I'm attaching it to. I am making this just a little thicker because I'm planning on carving into it pretty deeply. All right, and I want this bowl to go out, but I don't want it to go out too fast. So I'm again attaching this coil underneath the lip, only down about 1/8 of an inch from the top. Don't put that coil down too far. And then pulling off the extra, and I'm gonna scooch that clay down using my thumb on the inside, while supporting it with my fingers on the outside. And go all the way around. And then the outside, I'm going to kind of scrape that up. But it was getting a little bit dry, so as I scrape it up with my finger, I sometimes have to move that clay back down too. It's because I waited a little bit too long to cover it up. And you know, depending on your house, it may be more or less humid at different times. And you know, if we're expecting a lot of rain, it may be more humid. My studio here is pretty humid all the time. It's just a lot of cement. And so I sometimes get a little bit too brave about leaving my work out. So when we think about different kinds of bowls, I always think about the function. So in this case, I'm thinking I'll probably put about 2 more coils on it, but start thinking about the different functions of a bowl. You know, is it going to be a berry bowl that has holes in it so that berries don't sit in their own juice? Or is it going to be a batter bowl that has maybe a spout so that you can, a handle so you can pour batter into a pan easier? What is it going to be exactly? What is it for? And one place to really think about that is like, what do you like to eat? You know, that is a really great thing to think about. This is not big enough yet. It's getting closer. A noodle bowl, I might go up straight. I don't know. But I do need to add a few more, at least 1 or 2 more coils on before I fix the lip. So we'll be back for a third part of this video and how to texture in just a little bit different way. Thank you.